Jesus to come in. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And welcome to the new person. We're glad to have you come and join us anytime. You're always welcome. And so have a Merry Christmas, and you know who's waiting. And if afterwards we'll have people, if they choose to come up and share with Jesus any comments or want to hear any words from him, you're certainly welcome to come into the empty chair, and you'll be able to talk with a few minutes with Jesus. So we're thrilled and celebrating this time today and ready to get going. So toodaloo and have a great Christmas, everybody. This is Martha.
Toodaloo, Martha. Toodaloo, Martha.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I am Jesus, and I have come to bring you a Christmas message for 2017. There is much new news to share, and I wish to give that to you so that you will have a better understanding of what is going on in life today with yourselves and around you, knowing that when you know the information, there is nothing to fear. Fear is the lack of information, and I hope to share some new information with you this evening so you have a new understanding and a new vision into the new age you are now in and enjoying, I hope. If any of you have been following my messages or the messages Marilyn has given in the past, you know that the energy of the planet has been shifting since 2012 into the photon belt, which is the highest energy called Christ consciousness. The planet has actually moved into a full density of that energy today. It started at December 12th, 2012, that the New Age actually was able to come in a strong, solid way rather than just individuals pushing through the dark and there's the past and they became masters. Now it is possible for the whole continent and the whole planet to move into that Christ consciousness. And I know many of you have been working on releasing old negative energies, old negative patterns, thoughts, words, and actions, and replacing it with the loving grace of our God, who created us all. And that's what brings us to Christmas. Christmas is the celebration of Christ's birth. And I'm here to tell you, I want to say happy birthday to everyone in this room. You were all created in that Christ consciousness. And you are all returning to that Christ consciousness. The lower energies of the planet have kept you in the dark and separated from the eternal and everlasting love of God. And your energy is moving and has been moving into a higher consciousness of love. The source of all of us is the loving source of the universe. I came to share a message that source or that energy is the right use of energy is what raises you into Christ consciousness. Some of you are aware there have been discrepancies throughout the ages with the Bible and churches and religion and all various ways of addressing what the Bible said. And I'm here to tell you tonight that it is all about love. God is love and the light within you. And when you were created in the image of God, that light filled you. And as you grew older, the surrounding society and institutions had their various ways of understanding what they didn't really understand. And so tonight we're going to shed light onto the lack of understanding, and that light can hopefully glow even fuller and stronger within as you listen here tonight and leave in as a new Christ consciousness within you is opened and revealed to manifest in your life. You see, the darkness is described in the Bible, and some people are afraid of the dark, just like a little child would be afraid of going into a dark bedroom when he doesn't understand that there's nothing in the darkness. And that's where you have been, in that darkness, and there was nothing to be afraid of except the darkness itself. Just like a parent would come into the bedroom of that child that was scared because maybe the boogeyman was in the closet and he's afraid the boogeyman will come out, or it's under the bed and he's afraid to go to sleep because the boogeyman will get him. And if you really understand, in the darkness is a lack of love and a lack of light. Darkness is the absence of light. And for the last several thousand years, you have been living in that lack of light. And your lives have been in disarray, disaster. Various situations have been traumatic as you are separated from the light of God. You cannot have the power to be empowered if you are not in the light of God. And many people in this room have been growing wonderfully into the light and dispelling the darkness with the light. Just like that little child has his parents come in and turn on the light, that there is no darkness when there is light. And you can now grow out of being that little child. This is your opportunity to grow up and see the reality. There was nothing to fear, nothing to be alarmed about, and nothing to send you on a way that makes life difficult if you choose the love and light to be your response to all of those people, places, and things around you. Turning on the light and letting it fill the darkness. There's nothing wrong with darkness except that it lacks love. And so many people have called it the devil or Satan or other terms that have made people scared and led them to believe that there was an enemy. There never has been an enemy except the ego in your brain, which does stop you from seeing the truth. And those messages from your old growing up and old past lives have actually been motivating your life without the light of God. And tonight, hopefully, we can separate the truth from the false and show you what's really going on as you're maturing and growing into the light and more of light and love of God. You see, the ego likes to protect you and keep you in its control, so to listen to that fearful messages of the past keeps you from seeing the light. And tonight we hope to poke holes through that darkness, through that blanket of covers up the light, and let the light come through, so that the darkness will finally be released in your lives individually, and you then can be the lighthouses that go out and beyond, so people can see your light and can notice that you have changed into the light being that you were created in, your Christ inheritance, your Christ consciousness. And you can move into the light of reality. What's real is all love, it's all God, and it's all created by God, and He said it was very good. You are a good person. You always have been a good person. There is nothing wrong with you, and there never has been. The only thing that was wrong is you listened to the ego that told you otherwise. But life is about choice, and you can choose to listen to the voice of love in your heart, or you can choose to listen to the darkness that comes from the brain or your ego, however you choose to define that negative energy that gives you messages that just recreate the negativity of past cultures and past families, passing down through generations. Also, I would love to share with you the great, great news that all karma has been disbanded. The light that has come into the planet has obliterated your past lives and the karma that you came to this planet to turn into the light and love. And all your past traumas and dramas that you have gone through and getting to this point at now, that you're sitting in this room, I want to applaud you and commend you on your journey. your spiritual journey out of the darkness into the light. God said, and let there be light, and that's where you are hopefully tonight, in the light of God, where there is no darkness. And the past does not have to motivate your life anymore. The past does not have to create illness. In the light, there is no sin, there is no sickness, no disease, and no medical problems. You are in the perfection of God. Obliterating the darkness into the light means you ascend out of the darkness, out of the illusion that you're separated from God, out of the illusion that something can harm you and hurt you or make you sick. There's nothing outside of you that can make you sick. And as you allow your life to enhance from the inside out, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added. I would like to give you a suggestion to help you along this path. And that is to practice in your meditation every day, literally, to see the light of God fill you, and to see that Christ consciousness of your birth fill every cell and atom of your physical being. And your perfect health can be restored. It is an inside job to open up your heart and let that love fill you, that light surround you and fill every cell and atom of your being. This is very important because people are always praying for peace on earth. And I would like to explain that peace begins in every cell of your body. And as your cells are opened to the Christ consciousness, and every atom of your being is opened to the Christ consciousness, you literally are obliterating the darkness that separated you from your perfect health and your perfect happiness and your being in peace. As everybody's cells begin to function, and function in a way that the energy of love can literally flow through your system and heal that part of you which has still been blocked off from the truth of God's love for you and always has been within you. It is your choice to invite that love to flow through every part of your being and sending it on to others for their health and well-being. And extending love from you out to all those that you know, and even those that you do not know, because everybody out there is a mirror to you. If you have a upset with another person, that is the part of you that needs love. So when I said in the Bible to pray for your enemies are your negative emotions, and those people are mirroring it to you because it's crying out for that part of you to have love so you can return to being a whole person. Through whatever trauma and drama you endured, those pieces of your soul separated from your wholeness. And now is the time to bring all those pieces back together in love, and thanking those people that played those parts, which sounds rather strange probably in your society. They actually were helping you to identify the parts that you needed to love, and they were parts of yourself, so you can love yourself back to being a whole person. You have always been a holy person, but now you can embrace it completely. And when you do find yourself a whole person, you have moved into maturity. So this is really what this time in history is all about. We have completed the cycle of moving out of the darkness, going through the lessons necessary to restore our soul back to wholeness, and moving into being that whole, mature person we were designed to be. By forgiving yourself for going through those situations, but they were necessary to find the parts of you that needed to be loved. For you to love yourself and not look to others for that love. That the love was always within. God has always loved you from before you were born until eternity. And you have been born over and over, coming to this time in history to release all what is unloved, to finding as you release it, what is left is nothing but love. Because that's all there is. So as you move into this higher consciousness, some people call it a higher power, some people have different terms for the label of God. As you do this, I have this great joyous message to bring. You have ascended on earth into being a totally loving person in unconditional love, and you know that is called maturity. You have ascended into maturity. And into that new higher consciousness where everyone comes together in unity, cooperation, helping and supporting each other, coming together for the unity of all, the goodness of all, what is the best for the for yourself and the other person. And learning how to apply that. When something comes up, to take a moment and say, do I choose to listen to that little angel on my left shoulder or that little, you might want to call it devil on your right shoulder, and to choose what you select as your action to take. It is always your choice. There is a message in the Bible that says we cannot serve two masters in our family. We choose to serve the Lord. And I wish to explain to you the word Lord means the law of love. We are here on planet Earth to learn how to love each other and ourselves. And the universal principles lead you into that. Loving yourself, loving others is the way to expand your energy. And that's what God is the energy in expansion. And the more you expand your energy by picking loving solutions for yourself and others, more God grows in you. The more that loving energy expands, and your life becomes very bright, very wonderful, and you feel like heaven is on earth. And all those issues out there, and there are many on your television, as you know, all those issues do not touch you because you have ascended into only the loving consciousness that is your birthright. And Christmas is the celebration of your Christ consciousness, and now you can actually claim it, regain it, and act as if you are the master of your emotions. You in this room are your masters. You master your own emotions by not reacting in fear, but by responding in the love of the universe that fills you all, keeps you healthy and whole, always has if you are open to receive it and to share it. As you receive it, open up your heart completely. That is the best place you can be. When you are totally in God's love, you are protected. It is like an armor that shields you from harm. No one can hurt love. And if you are not acting in loving ways, guess what? You will not feel good. Oh, you will not feel God. You can actually interchange those two words. So as you have ascended into being a mature person, acting in mature ways, responding in loving actions, thoughts, words, and ways to help others, you come into growing up. You people have been going through the pains of childhood and growing up. I want to salute you and tell you how honored I am to be in your presence, that you have picked and selected the choice to grow up and live in the love of God, which is forever, and that you have reached a new plateau in your life where you can just keep growing and expanding and understanding energy more and more of how you can create it to make your life even better. Heaven on earth is around you right now. Take off your blinders from your ego. Take out your earplugs and be open to the love within you, allowing it to transform all dark energy into the light, becoming that lighthouse and becoming that beacon to others, that they too can join you on the happy path into their maturity also, and that you are building a new realm of spirit on earth where there is no harm and no war and no death. Your energy lives forever. You can live longer in this fifth dimension because you are the master of your life. And as you moved into this higher consciousness, there is no illness. So longer lives are ahead for you. Enjoy this longer life, this new future. There is no future that you can put your foot in, and there's no past that you can put a foot in. Live in the now, and let the wonderful things happening to you right now as they reveal themselves, enjoy them and love them and experience them, and that becomes your future. You create a happy, joyful future right now by enjoying your life right now. So as you bring yourself and pull yourself into the center of who you are and the center of all of us in the Holy Spirit's unity, that we're all one in spirit, joining in unity and cooperation with each other, knowing that in loving connections we are connected through our heart, one with another. You're eliminating any separations, anything that is going to cause a separation is a barrier, and those are not necessary because that light has been dispelled by the consciousness of the planet at this point. It is gone. That is a wonderful thing to celebrate, that you are now living in the calmness and peace that is not the peace of other people, but the peace that is within. The kingdom of heaven is within, and it is a higher consciousness of maturity, unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. You give up the past for a beautiful new today. You have grown up, you have matured and moved out of your immaturity and childish actions into your inheritance as a child of God, a Christed being. I celebrate you, and I applaud you, and I am very proud of you. And as God would say, you are my child with whom I am well pleased. Growing up is not an easy experience, but you all have come through the struggles and the tribulations. So enjoy yourself. You're on a new age, a new time. Nothing in the past can hurt or harm you again unless you allow it. So focus on where you are right now in the peace and love and grace of God. I will give you a moment to feel this marvelous, marvelous place of heaven on earth. I suggest every day you go back into this place and practice it in your meditations. And as you expand your meditations to longer periods of time, the peace within can grow. And that is God's growth within you. Celebrate that growth and let it take over your life so that anything in the past is not even an issue, because you are right now focused in what is the truth and the reality of the love of who you are, knowing that you have persevered through some very big trials and tribulations through many, many lifetimes. And you have come to this space and time to return back to your home. You are the prodigal son. Welcome home. I understand that some of you maybe have some questions tonight, and if you do, I would be glad to answer them to the best of my ability. So if you do, please speak up and know that we would love to hear your questions. Don't be shy. If there are no questions, we'd like to tell you that we are so pleased at this Christmas time we could be with you. Christ's Mass is Christ's birthday that is within you all. Enjoy your birthday. I bid you a fond farewell and hope you have a marvelous, marvelous birthday.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question. Thank you.
I'm wondering how I can be a better manifestation of your love in this world.
Well, I'd like to say, Mac, that you are doing such a marvelous job. You have really committed yourself to being of service, and you are very, very persevering and do this very wholeheartedly. The best thing that I would suggest is to keep loving yourself, so what you send out to others is really the love from within you're sharing, and your service can sometimes be very much of a behavior, but the more you open your heart and give your heart to those people, you have also healed more of your life. So it's an open heart, connecting heart to heart with each other, and so that you are healthy and you're extending that healthiness to others. And that's so important, that what we're giving to others is what we truly want to give to them. So the healthier you get, you're going to be extending more health to the people you help. And as you do that, you're going to be actually healing yourself of some of your ailments. And you do that beautifully. Just continue doing it and do it with intent to know that your energy is improving also as you help others. And you are moving out of your illnesses because you're no longer separated from God. You are a channel of God to them. And in being a channel to God, that puts you into a healthy place. Just extend God's love to them, knowing you already have your Christ consciousness, your health within. Open up to own all of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I didn't have really a question that I could write, but I just wanted to know if you had any special message for the upcoming year for me.
Well, Darcy, you definitely have worked hard. And I know how much effort you've put into it, and I want to recommend and applaud you and say that you have been a good example to many, many people. And the message for you is that maybe some of the rewards, you might say, have not come back yet, but they are coming back in this coming year. When you give to others, you not always know when it's going to be coming back your way, and that's not why we give to others, but it does. What goes around comes around. And this coming year for you is going to be much more joyous, less illness, and more. Your life is going to smooth out, and it's going to be less hills and valleys, and you are going to find a comfortable, contented peace inside that has evaded you with all your hospital calls and all your other situations that have made ups and downs in your life in the last few years. And this is going to mellow out completely. So look forward to less and less problems and difficulties.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I have another question.
All right.
It concerns Iola. I think she's my life. I consider her to be my master counselor. I don't know if that's a good term or not.
I think it's an excellent term.
And I just wanted to confirm that she was still with me. I haven't talked with her for a while.
She notices that you've been very busy, Mac, and to take time out of your busy schedule is not always easy because you're right Johnny on the spot when it comes to showing up at all your volunteer places. And she is definitely with you, and she has been in the background because she said she still will be with you forever. She is with you on a continual basis and always has been, and so she wants you to know she always has your back and that you can depend upon her for your companionship and for your support and your constant love that you need all the time to know we are loved, and that she is never going to leave you or desert you.
It's good to know. I was wondering if it might be possible that she could kind of pose for Marilyn so she could paint me a picture of her. I've seen her once, but I haven't seen her face.
Oh, well, I'm sure Marilyn would love to do that. She loves to paint angels' pictures and portraits. So I will connect in Marilyn with Spirit and have her go ahead and do that for you.
That'd be wonderful.
Okay, I know you have a portrait of her, but it was what you might call an artist's rendition. In your bedroom, you have a portrait.
Yes, that's correct. It's on the wall.
Right, and that is what you might call an artist's rendition, and we will have her actually paint Iola.
I expect she was there many times during my boyhood when I did stupid things that could have ended my life.
And she is well aware of some of those stupid things. And yes, she definitely made sure that even though you tried to be Superman, you did not end up without being able to get back up and walk around again.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, so she definitely was there with you in several of those situations and helped you through them. And your father, Roanhorse, who is also your father in this lifetime, is you actually have what you might call entourage with you, Mac. You are a very special being that is not just with your angel and your guides as your parent, but you have masters that have been with you for a long time because you are, as you probably have not figured out, a master already, relearning some of the mastery that you've learned in past lives, and also here to help others learn their mastery of their emotions. And to do that, you have had rather a large school of teachers, and it has not just been Iola or just been your father. You actually have a large group of masters that have been working with you on a continual basis during this lifetime and experience of various lifetimes, leading to you to where you are today. You are never alone.
And I realized that when things happen that they manifest, and I see them, and they're there to help me. Sometimes I don't know what I would do without them. I'm so thankful. Thank them all for me.
Well, and in thanking them yourself in your meditations and talking to them, they appreciate your acknowledgement. Nobody comes to planet Earth without spiritual assistance. It is a matter of waking up to that they are there, which you have done in many, many ways. Everyone comes in with a great deal of spiritual experience and spiritual help. And every talent you have is from another angel that has been with you to learn that particular experience. If it was for your job, if it was for recreation, knowledge that you were learning how to particularly do something in your life for enjoyment, that had rules and directions that you needed to learn, and technology that needed to be understood. All these things, angels come in, and it actually, your experiences are angels teaching you how to do that. So you have had, everyone in this room has had multiple experiences with angels. It is a period of, did you recognize that they were there helping you? And as you open up your eyes to more and more of the spiritual world, you recognize, as you mentioned, seeing others that have been there for you. I applaud you that you are as wide awake as you are.
Are angels of a separate realm or a separate sex? There must be billions of them.
Angels, as described in the Bible, is not truly an accurate description. We're all one in spirit, and they're all parts of your energy that has acquired these particular, the particular knowledge and talent necessary that has come to help you at this particular time of your life when you need that lesson, or you need that knowledge, or you need that understanding. All of a sudden you say, oh, I understand that. Well, guess what? You've opened up to your angel to be able to give you that back into, you are just a vessel of God's love. And your different learnings have all come through the different energies of your past lives and experiences that come to you. So what the Bible describes as angels, and what most people describe, and even Marilyn's pictures, really do not show the energy. Those are just ways to make it easier for a physical world to grasp that those are there for you. And it is not necessarily a direct photograph, so to speak, or painting of them, because it's a physical form of an energy. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe the girls have some questions.
No, I don't.
No, no. Well, we're so glad you're here. And if you want to talk to me just individually on a quiet basis afterwards, I'll be glad to have you come up sit next to Marilyn. And I will be glad if you have something quiet that you would like to share in that mode. So I would like to say that I've been thrilled to be here tonight. I'm thrilled to have you here and honor your spiritual growth at this time. You people have accomplished something that so many people are still working on. You are those lighthouses out there. Let your light shine so that others know that they can move out of their childish, fearful ways, and they can move into that more mature, responsible adult behavior that has peace on earth, and they can bring it into peace on earth as everybody moves into that inner quiet energy that is in all of us, in that vital life force, as they call it medically. So knowing that it is already there, embrace it, allow it, and enjoy. Thank you for your growth and spiritual growth, and knowing that you can accomplish it just as I did. I was here to just be your example. Thank you for letting me come and be with you this evening, and I bid you a fond adieu.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you for coming, Judy.
Thank you.